Lawrence Stern is quoted as saying, "Respecting yourself guides your morals. Respecting others guides your manners." Welcome to Season 4, Episode 8 of the Playing with a Purpose podcast, Respect, Keeping Your Cool. Welcome back to another episode of the Playing with a Purpose podcast, where we explore topics related to the moral development of collegiate athletes and young people as it relates to character, responsibility, and purpose. I'm your host, Matt Barker, and throughout Season 4 of the podcast, we're taking a deep dive into the 5 core values of the NAIA, which include integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. On today's episode, we're talking about something every athlete experiences sooner or later, the moment when emotions run high and frustration creeps in. How an athlete responds in that moment says a lot about their character. Let's take a closer look at the core value of respect in today's Character Corner segment. In sports, respect often comes down to how you treat others, how you handle adversity, and how you control your emotions when things don't go your way. In other words, respect is how you keep your cool in heated moments. You see, great athletes understand something very important. Self-control is a competitive advantage. When you stay calm, you stay focused. When you stay focused, you perform better. And when you show respect, even in the heated moments, people notice. Respect, therefore, is not just about how you act when you're winning, it's about how you respond when things aren't going your way. And that's today's Character Corner segment. Now let's look at a story where we have seen respect played out on and off the field in today's Purpose at Play segment. When thinking about the importance of respect in sports, former NHL hockey player and longtime coach Danton Cole talks about the importance of maintaining self-control in every aspect of the game and how coaches often set the tone with how their players respond when things don't go their way. Take a listen to this clip.
Well, in terms of maintaining self-control, I think the coaches have a tremendous responsibility because they do set the tone. If you're going to act a certain way in front of your kids or your players, they're going to assume that that's acceptable. When things go well, handle it almost the same way when things don't go well. That's a good standard to have to where you want to be level and you want to kind of keep that level for the players because, again, they're going to feed off of the way you handle certain situations. And you have to put a higher standard on yourself and sometimes bite the bullet in the worst of situations. And if you do handle it wrong, I think it's best from a team aspect to make sure that you tell your players that. And it's okay, we're not infallible as coaches. We do make mistakes, but then correct it the right way. Let the team know you made a mistake. If it's possible, let the referee know. My guys shouldn't act that way, and I certainly shouldn't. So again, you have to be an adult in those situations, understand that you're a good example, and live up to that.
You see, as Cole mentions in this clip, respect is more than just shaking hands at the beginning of the game or saying the right things to coaches, teammates, and opponents. Respect is about modeling appropriate behavior for others and admitting when you mess up, owning it, and moving forward. John Wooden is famously quoted as saying, "If you're not making mistakes, then you're not doing anything." You see, mistakes are going to happen in life, in sports, and in our behavior on and off the court. But how we respond to those mistakes is where true respect comes into play. And that's today's Purpose at Play segment. Now let's get into the Beyond the Buzzer challenge for today's episode. Here's my challenge for you this week. The next time something doesn't go your way in competition, a bad call, a mistake, a tough loss, pause before reacting. Remember, keeping your cool isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of maturity and discipline. Proverbs 16:32 states, "Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city." And showing respect for yourself and others is something much bigger than the scoreboard or winning games. It's about building character. And that's today's Beyond the Buzzer challenge. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Playing with a Purpose podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast to be notified of upcoming episodes. Also encourage you to share this podcast with a friend, colleague, athlete, or coach you think might benefit from the content discussed. You can listen to the Playing with a Purpose podcast each week on Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can also catch the Playing with a Purpose podcast on the Freed-Hardeman Athletics Champions of Character website at gofhulions.com/champions of character. The NAIA Champions of Character website at naia.org/champions of character, and on the Ministry League Podcast Network. Till next time, remember, winning isn't just about the scoreboard, it's about the character you build along the way. We'll see you next time on the Playing with a Purpose podcast.